Welcome to the third and final showcase of my 10k Dueling Coasters competition. Once again, thank you so much if you entered. There's been some brilliant creations in this and I can't wait to showcase the last lot of them. So let's get into the final showcase of the 10k Dueling Coasters competition. The first set of dueling coasters we have in this showcase is Miami Races, which are a pair of dueling Gerstlauer Eurofighters. These look fantastic. First of all, the colours are so vibrant and popping. I love the way that they look and the different colours of the ride cars as well. The inversions look really smooth. Nice custom supporting parts as well. And the whole vibe around this area is like just so fun and vibrant. I love how the coasters are like bouncing along the track and like there's all these airtime hills and twists as they're like chasing after each other. It's a really cool atmosphere that you've created. I like the theme for it as well, with like the racing cars. It looks really good. I'm going to ride on the blue side now, starting off straight away with a good Gerstlauer launch. I love their launches, they're so punchy and powerful. And then into a vertical lift hill, it's really cool to see. Very classic Gerstlauer. Speed right up there, goes straight over the top. Down that really steep drop. Nice banked airtime hill there. Goes straight into like a curved 0G roll, that's really interesting. Nice airtime hill and a really long corkscrew. Nice bank turns and airtime on this. I'm loving the inversions. And it sweeps around over this plaza bit. That'd be really cool to walk past. And then slams into the brakes with loads of speed. These are very Gerstlauer. I'm enjoying these. We're going the yellow side now once again, starting off with a launch, then into an airtime hill, tight turn, and then into that long vertical lift again. I assume it's going to do the same as the other one, go flying over the top. No messing around on this ride. Yep. Right down that steep drop. Really cool inversion there. I'm liking the profiling on that. These coasters are absolutely hauling so quick. Interesting stall type inversion there. Really long corkscrew. It's really cool seeing them both chase after each other and doing like the same elements together. A couple of pops of airtime and nice twists, and then once again slam into the brakes. These are very good coasters, I enjoyed these. Next up we have Nemesis Ruin, which I'm loving the look of this. The themed blueprints we've had in this competition are absolutely fantastic. Look at all the theming you get with this one and the custom supports. Once again, dueling Gerstlauer Eurofighters, but I'm absolutely loving the look of this. It's slightly set into the Nemesis theme from what I can gather, with like the tentacles and stuff everywhere. It's like an exploration of this abandoned environment. I'm loving all the rockwork and foliage interactions. This looks great. Very classic Gerstlauer elements as well, with all the inversions being taken really quickly and some tight turns. I'm assuming there's a beyond vertical or vertical drop inside there. Nice ride side. And even got a full-on queue as well. This is what I mean about the 4K blueprints. You can contain so much in them, and that shot there is so cool. Great view of the custom supports and the first drop on the ride as well. All this underground queue area, which is really cool. Emerge out the cave and you get great views of the coaster all around you. I'm loving the look of this. It's reminded me a lot of Saw, but with like such cool theming. Starting this POV on complete darkness. There we go, plunging down that beyond vertical drop. Really cool Immelman there. Great powerful airtime hill into like a low down turnaround. This is so Gerstlauer, it's so strong and intense. Great inversion there and that outer bank turn. Up into an airtime hill and then the brakes. These are two very good coasters, very classic Gerstlauer. They feel like very strong and high G-force. Another Immelman there, airtime hill, drop down as this tight turn. I think these layouts are mirrored, which is very difficult to do. Great inversion there and that snapping, almost Stengler dive. And airtime into the brakes. Yeah, these two are great. Really enjoyed that. I love all the like the vines climbing up the side of the building and everything. You've got the red section over there with like the veins of the creature or whatever it is. Love the night lighting too. This looks fantastic. I like how all the different areas have got like a different colour to them. Makes all the parts of the ride like that much more interesting and unique. This must be a great night ride too. Imagine all the near misses flying past all those trees and scenery and rock work. Yeah, really great creation. I really enjoyed this one. Next up we have Operation Inferno. I am already loving the look of the inside of this station building. It's so like atmospheric and all the sci-fi theming going on around it, so cool. Got a really cool pre-launch theme section as well. I'm excited to see how this coaster turns out. Got a nice view looking through the window there towards the launch section as well. It's a very nice matte coaster. Then you get this view from outside as well, the coaster's launching out. This is so cool. I love how the train colours and track are matching as well. Got all the veins and vines taking over the atmosphere all around it. Get a great shot here of all the custom supports as well as the coaster flies through all these inversions. I'm loving the look of the profiling on this so far. Can't wait to get on. Going to ride the orange side first, absolutely blasts off into this really long drawn out inversion, which I love the look of. Great hang time on that for a Mac as well. Some nice twisting hills, giving me kind of icon vibes this section. Nice head chopper with that custom support. It goes into the second launch, really picking up speed now. Going into that overback turn, lots of twistiness. Love a good cheetah hunt kind of Terran section. Lots of twistiness on this side, wow. Getting really close to some of this rock work and scenery, which is nice to see. A lot of great head choppers with the track and the supports. And twisting around some of these trees. Really cool final inversion there into the brakes. I enjoyed that one. Get a great view here of them flying around each other as well. We're going to ride the other one at night to have a look at some of this awesome night lighting. It's interesting how they launch at different times as well. Oh, the interaction's fantastic there. This one gets really close to the ground, just like the other one did. Nice inversion there over the top of the other track. The interaction between these two has been very well thought out. And into the second launch here, picking up speed once again. Absolutely flying around now. Great inversion. Profiling on that's fantastic. It dips down into the darkness. Quite snappy airtime hill, that one. Lots of little twists and turns just before we get to the end of this ride. And there we go, great pair of coasters. Next up we have another pair of Mack Duelling launched coasters. We have Outlaw and Bandit. Really intrigued by these two shuttle launch coasters. Really nice elements, nice custom supporting. You've got the kind of warped spike there, which is quite cool. That they both fly out of their respective launch sections into this 270-degree turn all the way into this huge set of spikes here. I love that. I love the dive loop Immelman that you get before them as well. It creates a really nice symmetry for the ride when you see it from far away. Just imagine this would be quite like a nice centerpiece to have in your park. You go flying down that launch section into this really intense turn at the bottom. Goes into the dive loop. Quite forceful by the looks of it as well. Then you go really far up that spike with the bump in it as well, which is great. But that gives some very strong airtime. Nice custom supports going up that element as well. And you get the two turns there that are so perfectly side by side, and then return back into the station with the launch section. Even go a little bit up the spike to slow down as well. Yeah, I like the look of that. Over on the red side now, do the same launch section again. I like the views you get from this of like the other ride next to you. They're both quite close together at some point, so you get some great interaction, especially this section here as you're both like speeding towards each other. Almost looks like they're going to hit each other. I bet that's a really cool effect to be able to have if you're like actually riding it on ride, especially if you know someone on the other side. It'd be pretty cool to like wave for them frantically as you're both speeding past each other. Great shot there again of them both flying around. And then up back into the launch section and into that spike a little bit to slow it down. Yeah, really cool concept with these two coasters. I like the dueling aspect and the pure simplicity of it. You could really see a park doing something like this. It's a great idea, like dueling shuttle coasters. Fascinating concept, and I like the elements as well. Although it's simple, it's quite refined in the elements that it has. Offers a really cool symmetry as well as you look up both of the spikes there. It's a really cool ride. Next up we have Paradox, which is another set of multi-launch map dueling coasters. Now this blueprint did use quite a bit of terrain work. Obviously I can't do that in a blueprint because I don't know what the original terrain was supposed to be like, so I've tried to do my best and cope for the terrain and where the track has been intersecting the floor, but obviously it's not going to be perfect to what you intended it to be, so sorry about that, but there isn't anything I can do. But the coasters themselves do look fantastic. They've got a lot going for them, both of them in fact. Great sets of elements, the smoothing's fantastic, and I love that first element there. Very Hyperion inspired, I assume, but there's a lot of Mac products in this competition. You can definitely see why. You get great range with the coasters that they offer, and this one's absolutely flying around. You've got great airtime and snapping turns everywhere. Really cool inversion over the station too, and the custom supports look very accurate. I like the two of them dueling at that point as well. Get really up close to each other as they go into a little boost launch. Up into that Immelmann. An airtime hill as well, and then a couple of snapping turns to finish off this first ride. I'm liking the look of these. The colour combination is really unique as well. I don't think I've ever seen the colour combination be used before, but I really dig it. It looks great. Got the two inversions there going past each other, which is a really nice view. I find it fascinating when dueling coasters like do elements that go in almost like directly towards each other. It makes you feel like you're going to crash. It's so cool. Nice wave launch section there as well. Almost doing the Hyperion version again on this side, but it's slightly different, which is cool to see. Similar with the other one as well, it's just absolutely flying around the layout. Great inversions and twists and airtime. Profiling is brilliant. Another inversion over the station as well. I like how they've got similar elements to each other. Like, they're not perfectly mirrored, but they're definitely like chasing each other around and have all the correct mirrored elements in the right place, like these two here and the inversions over the station. Really cool to see. Once again offering a really playful layout like so many of the coasters in this competition. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Good job. Next up we have Phoenix Flight, which is a pair of dueling launched B&M wing coasters. I love the look of these. The track colour like changes as you're going round as well, which is really interesting. I like the theming as well. It's really interesting how you've got loads of near miss elements, and there's like the courtyard part at the start where there's like all sorts of fire going on. The custom supports are a nice touch too, how the mid-course as well is like its own building. It's quite cool. Interesting how the track changes colour for this final portion of the layout. I'm just really enjoying looking at this. It's such a like unique creation. I've never seen anything like this before. A very nice station building there with the queue in as well, and you get a great framed view of like the first two elements of those corkscrews. It looks fantastic. Nice station as well, all with your row numbers and everything. We're going to go on the left side first and get launched straight into that corkscrew. I bet that gives great hang time as well. And you go around the bend into the second launch, which is slightly inclined as well, which is cool. I don't think I've ever done like an inclined launch like this, like fully inclined. It must be quite a cool sensation, just like going upwards, because I bet you get like airtime on the top of it. Very majestic wing coaster inversions going on here. I'm liking the look of these. I like how the custom supporting is different on both of the rides as well. It gives you like a better representation from far away of the different colours of the attraction. Very cool. Onto the other side now, you get a great near miss with that column as you launch out the station. Once again you do the turn past those flaming rocks and into this coaster's second launch. This one does a slightly different element, which is cool to see. I like how they both interlock with each other as they're going up into these elements. That's very nice. Up into the zero-G roll, which is very nicely profiled. Over back turn, dipping underneath the other coaster, flying through that block section. I like all the near misses as well. With the wing coaster, obviously the train's much wider, so all these near misses just feel that much more closer. Yeah, really cool creation. I enjoyed that one. Next up we have PlanCo Hotel, which is such a cool name for a ride. It's a pair of dueling Mac Extreme spinners. I love the look of this. The elements look so interesting. It's like loads of different parts of Ride to Happiness all put together in two coasters. And I love that element there of the two Cobra rolls inside each other. Well, I suppose the blue coaster is more of like a banana roll, but absolutely fascinating stuff. I'm loving the way they interact with each other. Got great sets of inversions as well. Doing all this while spinning, this must be so cool. I'm really intrigued to see how this rides. Straight away out of the station, you've got a section of the more thrilling part of the coaster. Like, this isn't even a pre-lift, this is like the first half. You've got like quite a cool drop into an inversion, and a couple of twisting, banking turns. Then you go into the main building of the ride where you've got the lift hill. Very cool way to start off the attraction. Inversion straight away off the top of the lift, that's so cool. Absolutely flying around. You've got a very hang-timey inversion after that as well. Diving under that bridge, the exit of that inversion was so satisfying. And you go up into this building, doing like a big, like almost overbanked stall turn, which is cool. Go into the banana roll. It's keeping up its pace very nicely, this ride. Nice indoor airtime hill as well, but I gave a good head chopper. And flying around here, getting very close to the track and the ground, which is nice. Really slow hang-timey inversion there. Nice cutback element. Another huge airtime hill. This ride is keeping going. Like, it's still got speed this late into the layout. It's very impressive. And slam into the brakes. We'll ride this one in chase view so you can see how the spinning goes. The spinning does look very quick. A nice outer bank turn there, and then a turn into the lift hill section. Flying out the top of that drop, fully steep the whole way down. You've got a little speed hill, and you go into a very hang-timey, like, it's almost like a reverse flying snake dive. That's really cool. Kind of like the inversion on Ride to Happiness just after the second launch. The non-inverted loop as well, which is cool to see. Then into the Cobra roll. The spinning looks so good. Then inside stall. That's cool. Another really nice inversion there. I love the two of them interacting together. Great ride. Next up we have Poseidon Vs Zeus. This looks majestic, doesn't it? It's like very epic right from the start. I love the perspective of these two dueling coasters right from the beginning. They look great. Like, the colour scheme looks fantastic already. It's giving me very Stardust Racers vibes, which is fantastic. So that coaster just looks insane. Some of these shots as well just really show the scale of some of these elements, and the interaction between them looks great. Got like inversions on top of airtime hills there. Got some very near misses with some of the inversions. It looks great. Look at that. Perfect airtime hill with a stall with it. So much like Twisted Colossus. And then we've got the two launch sections here. Ooh, some nice lightning effects too. So I assume we're on the Zeus side first. That looks very cool. Nice downwards inversion. This coaster is very smooth, as all Mac products should be. Great inversion there as well. It's absolutely flying around. This feels so much like Stardust Racing, which is brilliant to see. Nice section underneath the track there as well. Great head chopper. Nice interacting element with the inversions. That part's so cool with the stall above the airtime hill. It's absolutely flying around this thing. It's got such a good sense of speed. Nice couple of twists and turns as well before we reach the end of the ride. I'm really enjoying this. Still got lots of speed as well. And then they meet back up to go into the brakes. That's really cool. Onto the Poseidon side now. I love the track colour of this. It's like a really deep industrial blue. Again, really interesting first set of elements. Nice outer bank that like transitions into a downwards inversion there. Really cool kind of turnaround. It reminds me of like a B&M Hyper there. I like it. Snapping airtime hills. Get all sorts on this ride. It just keeps going. It's offering so many different types of elements as well. Then we get that great stall over the airtime hill of the other coaster. Just like the other one, he's keeping his speed so well. Very nicely profiled inversion there, I have to say. And then comes around, last couple of turns into the brakes. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It's a great set of coasters. Next up, Poseidon's back. We've got Poseidon's Revenge. Look at this, another Duelling Mac product. I'm absolutely loving that there's so many of these in this competition. This looks fantastic. Again, the pacing looks relentless on this one. Got a great set of coasters here. The elements look great. It's so satisfying to watch them both like chasing each other. These two coasters keep together for the entire ride, which is so cool to see. This section now goes underground where the launch sections meet, which is really cool. And they both absolutely fly straight away into the layout, no messing around on this one. Straight away getting great airtime, flying really close to the ground and then doing loads of like tight twists and inversions all around the other track. The interaction's brilliant. Second launch, already flying along. Get some great forces there on that element. I just love how close the two trains stay for the entire duration of the ride. It must be so fun to ride this one with like all the interactions with the train next to you as well. That must be so cool. Really big airtime hill there, slightly off axis as well, which probably gives some great sensations. And a third launch as well into a top hat element. This is fantastic. These last couple of elements give some great forces. You get a really nicely profiled inversion there. 2 inversions, never mind. It's actually 3 inversions, it just keeps going. And then slams into the brakes. These are great. Got the second coaster here. All these elements are just like relentless. The pacing on this is fantastic. It probably helps that it's got 3 launches, but it just keeps going. Like each element feels even more insane than the last. Like, the speed that this is going is just fantastic. The forces must be like sky high in the best possible way. Get some really nice terrain interaction also. Very close to that station built in there, giving great head chopper movements. Nice big airtime hill as it goes back down underground to its final launch section into that really cool looking top hat. Very steep exit out of that as well, so cool. They're absolutely relentless. Look at the pacing on these, they're flying around. Nice custom supports there as well. And then an inversion into the brakes. Yeah, I really enjoyed this creation. Next up we have Red versus Blue. Now this looks like a really interesting type of ride. We have like a launched Gerstlauer by the looks of it, but running GCI trains. It's so interesting. And you've got your pre-launch section there as well before the second launch. They're absolutely flying around as well. You get some great elements. It starts off with like a kind of an overbank top hat, then you've got that wave turn. You both do a helix and then meet up together to go back into the brakes. These look really interesting. I'm liking the racing theme once again. This is a theme that's come up quite a bit in this competition, but so many different unique ways to show it. Nice car model down there as well. Nice queue going in as well. You get some great views of the ride going all around the area. You can also imagine this being part of a park and having something in the centre of that area as well, having this coaster kind of like run around the perimeter of it, which is quite cool. We're on the red side first. Nice little airtime hill before this launch. Got like airtime on the launch as well because of the shaping of it. And you have a quick bank turn, little airtime pop, then it's the second launch. Got great airtime on top of that twisted hill. Nice wave turn. Pretty intense looking downwards helix. And then a quick like whip to the side and into the brakes. That looks really cool. Next up we've got the blue side doing the same again, coming into that launch section after those little airtime hills and then being fired down the track. There's a quick whippy turn, little boost launch into the big kind of top hat element. Nice head chopper there on that side, cool wave turn, overbank turn into like a downwards intense helix again. There's a quick whip into an airtime hill and then speeds into the brakes. I enjoyed these two coasters, like some pretty intense looking family coasters, kind of pushing the boundary again for family thrill. But these look fantastic. Like I said earlier, I love the way that they kind of hug this area in the middle. Makes you think you could almost put like, this could be like a theme park almost. You could have like a whole area all themed around racing, and then this is like the star attraction that encapsulates the whole area. Really like the look of these. For our next set of dueling coasters, we have Retained, which are dueling launched Premier Ride Skyrocket coasters, and I'm really liking the look of these. Very twisted first element on the black and red side, and the white and gold side looks really interesting as well. They're both flying around after each other, but both offering like a really good variety of different elements, which is nice to see. Got like an intense helix down there around all of these rocks and foliage. Nice custom supports going on as well. I like how you've used the thicker spine on the more intense portions as well. That's just how it'd be in real life. Got like a whole raised section up here as well, which I assume is the station building underneath us. It's a nice use of like terrain and elevation change. And we'll go into the station building here. You've got like a nice interior queue and everything. Working our way down into the station. It's cool I've got like the glass panel section of them both off from each other. We'll ride the red and black one first. You've got your turn into the launch section. Then it absolutely flies through this first element. Very reminiscent of Hyperia's turnaround section. I love that. Absolutely flying around on the red and black side. Nice outer bank there, transitioning to a very long stalled inversion. And then there's this quite intense turn. Like nice whipping turns on this. The profiling is very aggressive, I like it. And then nice turn into the brakes. Go on the white and gold side now. A nice anticipation turn into the launch. This one's got a much smaller element after the launch. Well, that'll be really intense. Yeah, great airtime going over there. Up into that nicely banked turn, flying down underneath the bridge that we were on earlier. Does another stall, cool interaction between the two coasters there as well. Some really intense downwards helix by the looks of it. Interesting exit to the helix as well, giving some nice hang time. You can turn around some of the theming features and into the brakes again. Really nice looking ride. The night lighting is also very cool. I love how different parts are highlighted in different colours. Good job. Up we have, is it Ryujin and Naga? I'm very sorry if I've butchered the pronunciation of that. I'm more than sure I have. But we have another great set of dueling coasters here. I love in the Asian themes we've had in this competition. This one looks fantastic. It's sort of like a winter Asia theme. We've got a pair of dueling Gerstlauer Eurofighters with some very Gerstlauer looking transitions and inversions here. That element at the end is giving me very much Smiler vibes, and I'm all here for it. And then there's a couple of like tiny supports that are holding track sections together, giving me vibes of Fury. I'm loving the track colours, and all this scenery around here is fantastic. The building work's so detailed. And look at the night lighted as well. It like gives off such a like cold and icy atmosphere, and I love all the little paths and frozen lake underneath as well. It's so cool. We'll ride the left side first. There's a nice turn underneath the station with an inversion, obviously very Gerstlauer. Goes into the really powerful launch section here as well. This creation was asked to be showcased at night, and you can see why. The night lighting just highlights this area so well. Really nice hang timey element there. Very smooth for a Gerstlauer. It's absolutely flying around the track. I'm loving the look of this. Got like a cobra roll with a like non-inverted exit to the side of it, which is really interesting. Very nice slow set of inversions that give great hang time. This is so smooth, it just keeps going forever as well. I really enjoyed that one. It's time to ride the other side now. Doing that same element again where we dip underneath the station. This time offering an outer bank instead of an inversion, which is quite interesting. Just firing down the launch. Very nice hang time inversion again. I love how close you get to the ground, and then the next second you're so high up. Great elevation changes with this layout. Nice downwards barreling inversion there as well. And we go into this very intense batwing. Gerstlauer intensity can definitely be felt on this ride. It looks great. All the stalling and hang timing moments are fantastic too. You come into the brakes with some right speed. Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant creation. I love that. The coaster's fantastic and the theming's brilliant as well. Next up we have, is it Schwarzwald? Might have pronounced that wrong. I'll let someone correct me. But I'm really enjoying the look of this. Great scenery around the area as well. This creator's asked for it to be showcased at night, and you can see why. The night lighting is great. We have a launched BNTMAN impulse coaster with a family boomerang as well, both intertwined together, which looks fantastic. Sharing the same custom supports as well. Some really nice sound design with this one. We'll launch out of the station backwards first. And this is where the real fun begins. You start flying around the layout. I love how dark and atmospheric this whole ride area is as well. Get nice interactions with the path as well as the other coaster, as you see the two of them flying around together. They both go into this spike at the end, which is really cool. Oh, it's a boost spike as well, so we're going even faster on the way back. Nice feeling loop there as well. I'm liking the lighting inside that building. Oh, it's even more intense on the way back. Absolutely flying around. Great views of the other coaster as well. I can't wait to get on that. I'd love to do a launched invert coaster someday, like in real life. I know I've done a couple in Planet Coaster, but doing one in real life must be insane. They look great. Nice custom support interaction there too. I enjoyed that side. Let's go on the more thrilling side this time. Get launched out first. Very nice view of the moon there as well. Fly backwards out the station into this huge vertical spike. That must feel great. Diving back in, speeding through. Got a great first overbank. It's almost an inversion now, I'm pretty sure it was. Another Immelman there. Perfect vertical loop. The forces and speed on this are great. You go into another very tall spike, fall backwards down it. This must feel amazing to be on this coaster. I'd love to try one like it someday. Great views of the station building at the top of the hill as well with the castle. That's so cool. Very hang-timey on the way back. Oh, we only just made it over there. And then back down towards the station building. It's a really great creation. I enjoyed this one. It's a nice set of elements on both coasters. I like the way they interact with each other, and the theming and atmosphere is spot on. Great job. Next up we have Split Decisions, which is a fantastic looking launch coaster. I'm loving the look of this, and it's been asked to be showcased at day and night, so we'll have a great look at both. But the custom supports look brilliant. The interaction between the two launched mat coasters looks fantastic. I love like the tunnels as well. It's almost giving me sort of like neon lighting synth effects to it, which is really interesting. I bet this looks brilliant at night as well, but the interaction between the two of them looks so playful. Really excited to get on this. I love the element that goes up the middle of the creation as well. Oh, the night lighting, look at it. The element that goes up the middle, how the colours change as it goes up, and it's a huge custom supporting structure for like the main theming element. Such a fascinating concept. We'll go on the yellow side first at day. Look at that view. There's just track everywhere. It looks fantastic. I'm going to fly up this big ramp almost structure. Really cool interaction with the two trains there. It's flying around this layout too. It's keeping the speed really nicely. I like how it's using these scenic pieces that are on the floor as almost like ramps and stuff. Interacting with those really well. Nice interaction between the two trains too. Some interesting varied elements on here, like stall over the airtime hill. Quite a lot of people have used that, but the effect works so well. Go through tunnels and all sorts, then back into the station. Really liking the look of this. We'll ride the next one at night too, so you can really get a sense of the atmosphere that the players created for us. Look at this, that looks so cool. The night lighting's fantastic. I love the floor as well, how it's like an ombre effect. It's almost like we're watching the ride in some sort of silhouette. It's so cool. Really nicely profiled inversion there. Some very Mac styled inversion, which is great to see. Absolutely flying around just like the other side. Great interaction between the two of them as well. And I imagine this would be a great coaster to have like really loud music blasting out to you as you're flying around. Very cool. Going through tunnels and all sorts. And then back into the station. Yeah, I'm absolutely loving the look of this. It's fantastic. Brilliant job on that one. Next up, we have a medieval themed dueling launch coaster which looks great, called the Janky Joust. I'm loving the look of this. It's so playful. It's almost like realism cartoon. It's fantastic. Like, everything's great scaling. All the theming looks so cool. The interaction between the two coasters looks fantastic, and the coasters look really realistic as well. Got great sets of elements on it, providing some nice symmetry. The station building looks so grand down at the bottom as well. Most of the supports on this coaster are made out of like wood as well, which is really unique. Obviously these would be steel supports in real life, like made to look like wood, but I love the effect the creator's gone for. I love that view from around the front as well, and as we come up into the station building, it's so grand inside as well. It looks fantastic. We'll take a ride on the right side first. Yeah, really thrown up into that first loop. You get some great hang time on the top. Absolutely flying around into that, what's the word? That diving element. I can't remember the name. Nice station flyby as well. Does it twice? That's cool. You get a really slow corkscrew there with the two of them interacting with each other. That's really nice. I'm loving the trigger work and the foliage interaction as well. It's a really cool coaster. Nice helix around one of the towers there into a second launch. Flying up through there. Really cool inversion. With a lot of hang time and snappiness to these elements. And it meanders back into the brakes in the station. That's really cool. Let's ride the other side now, see if it offers a different experience. You're really pushed up into that first inversion, which is cool. You get absolutely flung out of the station. I'm loving these wooden custom supports, they look great. Nice triggered effects going through there as well. It's just sensory overload this ride, there's so much going on. Two station flybys, really slow two corkscrews there, which are fantastic. And it does quite a few dips, more turns, helixes before it gets its way back to the station. I'm really enjoying the look of this ride. It rides really well, the scenery's great, done a good job. Yeah, really great pair of coasters there, and great theming too. Isn't that a cinematic shot to open on? Next up we have Tron coasters. Another pair of Mack dueling coasters, but these look fantastic. I love this whole section up on the top here with the queue, and it's absolutely flying around this layout. Look at the night lighting, this looks brilliant. I'm absolutely loving the whole way this is presented with all the neon lights and everything. It's really giving the Tron vibe, which I know is what this creator would have wanted, but it just looks brilliant. This creator has obviously asked for this coaster to be spotlighted at night, and you can see why. It looks fantastic. I'm really loving the whole aesthetic of the station as well. It's like this big industrial building at the centre with these I don't know, it almost looks like a single rail from a distance, because you've just got like blue and orange lines like tangled around the building. It's really cool. We're going to ride the blue side first. Get a great launch into that first inversion. Absolutely flying around into that corkscrew. Nice hang time. Get some good scenery interaction while he's zooming around as well. Into the second little booster launch. Up into a nice inversion. Get some great hang time on that loop. I like all the shapes on the floor as well, and all the theming elements are like going up and above the ride. Very nice touches. Absolutely flying around this layout, it just keeps going. Nice overbank turns and interaction with the scenery as well. And then back into the station, that's brilliant. Ride the other side now. Flying out the station again into that inversion. Nice custom support holding the track to, like the two pieces of track together as well. The nice whippy transitions and like downwards snake twists, almost like a Taran cheetah hunt kind of thing. Nice stalled inversion there as well. They're kind of mirrored sides of the coasters, these two, which is great to see. Gives nice symmetry from looking at it off-ride. Going down through the scenery elements again. Last couple of twists and turns before it pulls back into the station. It's such a cool coaster, you've done a great job. Next up we have this absolutely beautiful mess of track called Twisted Metal. Look at this thing, it's absolutely crazy. The amount of coaster you've managed to fit into this themed area is absolutely mad. And on top of that, There's some great supports going on. I love the views of all the scenery you get, and this station building is fantastic. There's just so much going on. How is this a 4K blueprint? And it has a cube as well. There's some absolutely amazing coasters in this competition, just like this, that have gone above and beyond. Loving all the industrial theming as well, and the track colour is very nice. It is a lot of twisted metal, you are correct with the name on that. Some very nicely profiled inversions as well. Absolutely hauling round. Nice interaction between the two trains on there as well, didn't mention. Great inversions. It's so smooth, and the profiling is very accurate as well. Feels very well considered the way this has been done. Last couple of twists and turns before we make it back into the brakes, and it's still got some great speed. You can see the other trains already on the circuit over there as well. The operations on this thing are great. And then back into the station building. Let's try the other side now. I love this little area as you come in as well, because on the other side of that wall is where the ride side is, and then you've got like a bit of a queue there in the kind of first plaza, if you will. Looks really nice. Straight into the second launch as well, going underneath the other coaster and then under it again. The interaction between these two is really good. They stay together for a lot of the ride. It's like they're chasing each other. It's so satisfying to watch. I don't think you'd ever get bored in this queue if the all this track was above your head. Even more great elements packed in here. There's just so much going on with this coaster. It's incredible how you've managed to fit all this coaster and interaction and scenery and theming into this space. It's just crazy. Loving the profiling of these last couple of elements as well. It kind of builds up a bit of speed by being at the top and then comes back down again into a drop into the brakes. And the night lighting, oh wow, that is fantastic. That looks so good. Absolutely incredible creation, MadCadder. You've outdone yourself. Our last entry to this competition is Western Showdown. Now this is such a unique concept. As you can see, there is two different coaster types on the same track on that point, and then they separate at certain points as well, but they're two different like coaster types as well. This one, which is the first one, is like the swinging mine train style, which we've just got the one cart of. It's kind of like we've got a runaway mine cart and we're riding it. But if you notice, there's two track types on the floor below us, and they split up like they have here at certain points. We're actually getting chased by like a normal Western mine train as well, which is so cool. I'm loving all the scenery changes here as well. How it's been like supported by the ground as a proper terrain coaster. Such a unique concept though, to have like the car that we're on now like join and veer off at certain points from the mine train track. That's so clever. And then this part here where they both split and we do, it's not really an inversion because this coaster model can kind of swing, get out of the way in inversions. I love that wooded effect, so like it goes up off the side of the rocks. Nice interaction between the two coasters there as well. It's just such a unique ride, I love it. Really, really interesting concept. And you go like dipping in and out of the ravines, the tracks meet up, and then you pull back into the brake run. It's so cool. And we go off the top of the lift hill here on the mine train coaster. Really great scenery interaction and near misses on this ride. It's got such a good sense of speed this side. It's got all the extra weight over the longer train. And the tracks meet up again, you're getting really close to the car in front. It's so clever how it all works. You really get the sense that the mine train's chasing the mine car. It's so cool. And they both meet up again to go into the lift hill around here. Nice little helix before it does that. Then we reach the top of the lift hill, getting a really nice view of all the different little areas of night lighting as well, which is nice. Especially the lift hill, you can see it on the bottom. It's quite cool at night. You get like all the near misses and it's like great head choppers. You can't really see what's coming. Dipping right below the station there as well, which is cool. A little double up to a really high up turn where the two tracks meet again and then pull onto the brakes. It's a really good creation to finish on. I enjoyed that. And I wanted to include these coasters at the end as well, which were unfortunately disqualified for either using way too many pieces by using a park file or by going way out of the ride area that I'd set for this competition. So Sorry about that, these were really cool creations though, so I still had to feature them, but they unfortunately won't be on the voting form. But these do look fantastic. I'm really enjoying all of the different themes that you've all brought to this competition. You've all made some absolutely incredible work and you should all be incredibly proud of yourselves. So there's some really cool stuff here that I couldn't not show for the ending of this competition. Thank you again all so much for entering. And there we have it, the 10k competition has all been showcased and the voting form is now open. The form will be available through my Discord, so please go over there and make sure you read the rules at the top of the form first, please. I don't want to have to go through and delete a couple of entries like last time. Thank you so much for entering and watching this competition. It's been an absolute blast. I've had a great time hosting it and I hope you've had a great time watching it as well. I'll see you in the other 3 videos that are coming out this week. It's been such a great week for content on the channel, and the results video that will come out in about 2 weeks' time. Thank you so much everyone. See you in the next one.